NDP plans no confidence vote timing with Jagmeet Singh's pension is the title, guys. This is the Canadian Journalist. It is December 16th, 2024. Chrystia Freeland, Schizo Freeland, has resigned when she was fired from her position as Deputy Prime Minister for Minister of Finance. Trudeau asked her to get a different job essentially in the cabinet, and then she resigned from the entire cabinet. Now what's going on is Trudeau and everything's been falling apart for a while, and Donald Trump has actually fast forwarded recently with his threat about go woke, get woke, go broke. And so essentially Canada needs to get out of the wokeness and out of this system where they're destroying themselves, and stopping the mass immigration, and start getting some own business back to going to business. And obviously the XL pipeline and so forth will kick back in, and start working together as the countries that we should be. And but Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh wants Trudeau to step down so he doesn't have any elections, so Jagmeet can keep his job until late February. Let's get into it. So, Jagmeet Singh is a multimillionaire who wears expensive suits with diamond Rolexes and rolls around in Maseratis. And yet, these riches aren't enough for him. Canadians must suffer all so he can receive a lifetime pension paid for by you. He is the greediest man in Canada.
You said there's
that was from Canada Proud.
February and in March. Does that mean if Justin Trudeau is still the Prime Minister and leader of the Liberal Party in February and March, does all options on the table mean the NDP will vote non-confidence in the government in those 2 months on that timeline?
If we're talking the end of February and the beginning of March, and Mr. Trudeau has not stepped down, hasn't he did that call from his own caucus, from his own cabinet, from all the opposition parties, then yes. So of course that would mean if we're coming up to a straight up non-confidence motion the end of February, early March, that's one of the tools that we have. And
oh, what? How lame, guys. It's just so freaking obvious. Oh, has Jagmeet's pension, he gets his lifetime pension, confirmed on the third week of February. So after that is done, then end of February, early March, we're ready to call non-confidence. We will vote non-confidence, but we won't do it before then. And we're going to hope Trudeau steps down, or, well, it doesn't really matter because we're all one and one with him. We're all in the same baby house. We are the same babies destroying the G7 countries. But so as long as there's not an election, we and Jagmeet keep our jobs and and Jagmeet gets his pension, this amazing leader of the NDP. And it's just like so freaking obvious. This is so ridiculous that these assholes can say this shit on TV and not get like freaking hooked up with a rope from behind.
so there's no doubt about that. I mean, Jagmeet Singh was very, very clear. My concern, really, David, isn't just late February, early March. It's right now. People need the supports. We need a government that actually is functional and is putting those supports into place. And we need all hands on deck in terms of the Trump tariffs, which threaten hundreds of thousands of jobs. So this idea that the Liberals can play out a drama.
He's threatening the jobs. All you have to do is close the border, prevent the mass immigration, stop the immigration, legal immigrants only. Stop being so woke on all these subjects. Like, it's mostly about immigration. That's all he's saying. Mexico's not going to have these tariffs. They're stopping the flow of illegals across the border. That's all. And of course, the drugs. Stop with the free drugs. It comes down to the free drugs and the mass immigration. And that's all they have to do. And then there's no tariffs. It's very easy.
Over the course of the next few months, simply not on. And the NDP, and I think Jagmeet Singh was very clear about that.
Okay, well, with respect, Mr. Julian, he kind of wasn't. He just kept saying all options are on the table, right? And, there's lots of options on lots of tables. It doesn't mean they get exercised. And you say that voting no is one of the tools you have available to them. But am I understanding you correctly that if Justin Trudeau's prime minister in February or March, 100% the NDP votes non-confidence in the government when it comes to the floor of the House of Commons?
When it's a straight up confidence motion, if at the end of February, early March, if we have...
At the end of February, early March, when Jagmeet has his full pension done and he's ready to go.
Continued debacle that we're seeing here, and the Prime Minister has not stepped down, though I doubt that. I mean, I think the odds are that he will heed the message tonight from his own caucus.
And then Jagmeet and the Liberals stay in power until an election later on. Oh, guys, this is so sad. Here's Jagmeet. Pronounced Yug rhymes with hug, meat. Jagmeet, leader of Canada's new Democratic Party. What is going on? Like, is this his official thing? He actually has how to pronounce his name in there.
Today, I'm calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. He has to go. Right now, Canadians are struggling with the cost of living. I hear it everywhere I go. People cannot find a home that they can afford. They can't buy their groceries. And on top of that, we have Trump threatening tariffs at 25%, which put hundreds and thousands of Canadian jobs at risk. And instead of focusing on these issues, Justin Trudeau and the Liberals are focused on themselves. They're fighting themselves instead of fighting for Canadians. For that reason, today I'm calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. He has to go.
Clyde has a good reply to Jagmeet. You're literally the only one holding him in power. And here we have a meme of Jack Layton saying to Jagmeet, how the fuck did we end up with you? Like, back then, the NDP sure was a lot different. And let's hear some more replies on Jagmeet's post. You are a piece of shit fraud. Canadians hate you. There's the Canadian Liberals dragging him down. Silverfist says, you have held Canada hostage for years now as non-asset holders struggle to put food on the table and pay their bills. When you are going to put your massive ego on the sidelines and let us decide, Canadians need an election now. We do not need any more bloviating politicians. Bloviating, And then Stewart says, why do you keep propping the Liberal government? You could bring in a simple motion of non-confidence and have this government fall immediately before Christmas, but you won't, eh? And then here's Snow Mexican saying to Jagmeet get his pension end of February. NDP just said they will vote non-confidence end of February, early March. You can't make this stuff up. That's the main part. That's the main thing.
Mr. Speaker, just to underline the chaos we're faced with here, the finance minister resigned the day she was to present the fall budget, which was going to contain a massive deficit overrun.
There's a good shirt for sale. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect pension. Oh, that's brilliant. I'm going to save that one. Here you have Paul Mitchell replying to Jagmeet. Today, I am calling on Jagmeet Singh to stop betraying Canadians. The NDP are fighting against the will of Canadians when Canadians need political parties who will fight for them. End your support for the dying Liberal regime. Oh, here's a good one from Alex. Will bootlick for pension. Here is Brandt75 replying to Jagmeet. Man, just shut up. We know what you're doing. And from Tucker Kraus, how about an election? And the response is he just wants a new Liberal leader so he can still collect his pension while looking like the good guy who took down Trudeau. Now here's a good one. Here's a good one from Dusty replying to Jagmeet. If we start a GoFundMe to cover the costs of your pension, will you call an election? That couple million will be raised in days. Probably true, too. Everyone would pay like $50 each to all get together and have you have an election called, right? And then you're paid one way or another. At least we get rid of this totalitarian regime. And then here's Jagmeet with his trophy, Racist of the Year.
Trudeau is being held in office by one man, Jagmeet Singh. A fifth of Liberal MPs have written a letter for him to resign. His deputy prime minister has walked out on him. His housing minister has quit. That on top of numerous other female ministers who stormed out after his appalling mistreatment and abuse and dishonesty towards them. 80% of Canadians have lost confidence in this prime minister. So why is Jagmeet Singh making the entire country wait for him to get his pension? That is the question today.
Here's a good one. Jagmeet says, we will use all tools available except an election as Canada burns. Well, I think we're going to end on Buck Muskie replying to Jagmeet. You just want your pension. That's it. You are a bottom feeder that just wants to suck tax money out of Canadians for the rest of your worthless life. We all have to suffer because you want to live off our money, you pathetic worm. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This is the Canadian Journalist. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Let's get this out there in the algorithm of CensorTube. Thanks a lot. What are your thoughts on Jagmeet?